anything big and awesome takes time. It takes time to build something worthwhile. Just like when you're in kindergarten, you can't do multiplication. You have to learn the basics before you get there. And when you're in 5th grade, you don't learn how to do calculus. You have to work your way up there. So it's about starting at the bottom and working your way up to whatever. And that's when Pa says, Rome wasn't built in a day, neither's a railroad, so it takes a lot of work, and nor anything else worth having. So don't rush through. He's telling us here, don't try to rush through things. If you try to rush through stuff, it doesn't come out very well. So anything worth having, you gotta do it right. Okay, we're almost done with this chapter. The sun was so low now that each prairie swell began to have its shadow lying eastward, and out of the large pale sky, the flocks of ducks and the long wedges of geese were sliding down to Silver Lake to rest for the night. The clean wind was blowing now with no dust in it, and Laura let her sunbonnet slip down her back so that she could feel the wind on her face and see the whole great prairie. There was no railroad there now, but someday the long steel tracks would lie level on the fills, and through the cuts and trains would come roaring, steaming, and smoking with speed. The tracks and the trains were not there now, but Laura could see them almost as if they were. Suddenly she asked, "Pa, was that what made the very first railroad?" "What are you talking about?" Pa asked. "Are there railroads because people think of them first and when they aren't there?" Pa thought for a minute. "That's right," he said. "Yes, that's what makes things happen. People think of them first. If enough people think of a thing and work hard enough at it, I guess it's pretty nearly bound to happen, wind and weather permitting." "What's that house, Pa?" Laura asked. "What house?" Pa asked. "That house, that real house," Laura pointed. All this time she had been meaning to ask Pa about the house standing by itself on the north shore of the lake. She had almost forgotten. "That's the surveyor's house," Pa said. "Are they there now?" Laura asked. "They come and go," said Pa. They had almost reached the store, and he went on. "Run along home now, Flutterbudget. I've got more work to do on the books. Now you know what a railroad grade's made. Be sure to tell Mary all about it." "Oh, I will, Pa," Laura promised. "I'll see it out loud for her every bit." She did her best, but Mary only said, "I really don't know, Laura, why you'd rather watch those rough men working in the dirt than stay here in the nice clean shanty. I've finished another quilt patch while you've been idling." But Laura was still seeing the movement of men and horses in perfect time that she could almost sing the tune to which they moved. Okay, so let's talk about Mary there for a second. Of what you remember of Mary as a kid, Mary always liked those nice, quiet things and thought everybody else should be nice and quiet too, and sewing and being all nice and quiet and perfect and blah, blah, blah. Some things never change. Oh, okay, sorry. No Frozen references. But Mary still wants to sit and do nice, quiet activities. And she still doesn't understand why Laura doesn't like the nice, quiet activities. Okay, so, friends, that is how a railroad was built. Started out by somebody thought of the idea. Then they had surveyors. You know what a surveyor is? A surveyor is somebody who measures the land. Jonah's dad is a surveyor. They measure the land. And then after the surveyors went through, then they sent the grading team in. And that team, they flattened out the earth. And after that team, then they'll come the people to lay the tracks. Okay. Again, if you don't have a copy of this at your home, I put a link in there that has it. Use that to answer the questions. If you can't access the link for whatever reason and you don't have this, re-watch the video to help you do the homework. Okay? We'll talk to you later. Bye.